Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Genevieve and I'm a Nigerian mom of two living in Germany. So on this channel, I basically talk about my life here in Germany and show my life in Germany. Try to also give like a balanced perspective about what life in Germany is like, and some of the effects of migration on people. So today's video is going to be about surviving in Germany. It's like I want to make it like a three-part series. I've already done a video before about surviving in Germany, and it was about the things you need to do before and after you come to Germany. So if you've not seen that video, you can actually check it out. Today's video will be about some tips, I would say, about how you can actually survive here in Germany. And this is for anybody who is planning to move to Germany, or you're like a newcomer in Germany, you're still trying to find your feet and all of that. There are certain things I feel like we don't really talk about so much. And I feel like some of these things is necessary for us to highlight it from time to time. And the first thing I would say is spend less, way less than you earn. Because a lot of people, when they move abroad and they understand or they find out that there's this whole buy now and pay later kind of freedom and lifestyle, credits, lifestyle all the time, they tend to get carried away with it and then they live way above their means. You hear people say they can't buy second-hand cars. They would rather take a loan and buy a new car than to use a second-hand car. Like, seriously. It will help you in the long run if you try to always spend less than you actually earn. And also, the whole credit life dependency, I feel like getting credits, it's not like things on credit is not really the problem, but like it doesn't have to be things that you can actually do without getting those things on credit. Yes, building your credit history is actually good, but it should be for things that are actually extremely worth it. It should not just be for anything you feel like you want to get just because you just feel like it. Personally, I'm not even really like a big fan of using credit cards, but like if you have credit cards, it should only be used like during emergency periods. Like it shouldn't just be used like every time you see something you can get online, you're shopping, you just buy, every little thing you buy. Like I feel like the whole consumerism lifestyle is so much, in this day and time. Another thing I want to talk about is our health. As immigrants, I feel like we do not really talk about this so much, but honestly, prioritize your health. It is extremely important. See, the healthcare system abroad is good, the healthcare system in Germany is good, but it is extremely stressful and it is bureaucratic. So you do not want to find yourself always at the mercy of the healthcare system. So as much as you can, try to prioritize your health. Take supplements, go to the gym, go on regular walks. Because yes, I get it, everybody is working and everybody wants to pay bills and all of that. But as an employee, you are irreplaceable. You can be replaced today and tomorrow. There will be 1,001 people who will be willing to take your position. So we need to be more, as in we need to be more intentional about how we prioritize our health. Because see, back home in Nigeria, like when anything is happening to you, when you feel a certain way, when you need like basic consultancy, you can just walk into a hospital and you always have somebody who is willing to listen to you and all that. It is not such an easy peasy way like that abroad. So as much as you can reduce being at the mercy of the healthcare system, try as much as possible to do it. Now, another thing I want to tell you, and this is for people who are coming into Germany for the first time, or like you're planning to come to Germany, choose your circle wisely. Okay? I know we all want to have friends. Germany can be lonely. So there's this heightened need for social connection, for, having people, that community feeling and all that. But even while you're in the process of doing that, try as much as possible to choose your circle wisely, because the truth is the kind of people you meet when you move to a new country, the kind of friends you surround yourself when you move to a new country, it has a way of making or breaking you. Be highly selective, because in the long run, you know it will tell. Okay, the kind of people you're going to do life with, the kind of people you surround yourself with, in the long run, it will tell. There is one thing about moving abroad and actually affecting your self-esteem as a human being. Okay, imposter syndrome is actually very real, especially like when you're working. It's real. So as much as possible, try to understand that while you're moving abroad, or if like you're just recently moved and all that, even people that are even older here, focus so much on building your self-esteem as a person. Okay, do not ever at any point have this inferiority complex, if that's the word I'm looking for. Like, do not ever have this inferiority complex. Do not ever feel like you're not meant to be in a particular space just because of whatsoever reason. Because I know people that, got jobs and then they still feel like, oh my god, like, am I really worth it, like, to have gotten this position in this company, or get this job or something like that? Like, you worked for that job. You got the skills needed. You went for the interview. You got the job. Do not at any point feel like the space where you find yourself, the room where you find yourself, you're not meant to be there. It's not easy on some people, but if you can work on your self-esteem, it is very, very important. And this is also especially for parents who will be training children here, like African parents especially. Okay, if you do not have it in you, you cannot pass it down to your kids. So if you already have it in you, it is easy to pass it down to your kids. And the truth is, these kids, they need it. Because growing up here as an African child in Germany is not the easiest, and it's not a walk in the park. So there is one thing that they need at every junction, and which is a healthy self-esteem. They do not need to at any point feel any sort of inferiority complex. That is something that I feel like it might not be so easy, because sometimes it doesn't really come naturally for some people, but it's something you should be intentional about working on. That's what I would say. Your colleagues are not your friends. Okay, your colleagues are your workmates, your colleagues, but they are not your friends. Do not have this mentality of, oh my god, my colleagues are my friends, and then you start sharing all your private life, your private affairs with your colleagues, and you, when it comes to workplace, and workplace politics, they, a lot of companies, a lot of places, a lot of workplaces do not like when a person is very like, oh, I just want to stay on my own kind of person. Like, oh, I just want to stay on my own. I don't want to interact. I don't want to like have the social connection. I don't want to like, have lunch when every other person is having lunch with and all that. It's like a red flag to them. It's like, okay, so you're not even trying or making an effort with team building, social connection, and all of that. So I would not say you shouldn't, do that or get involved. But while you're doing so, always remember at the back of your mind that they are just your colleagues. As much as you're forming connections and everything, try to keep your private affairs, your private life private as much as possible. Some colleagues would eventually turn out to be good friends. It's very possible, but on average, it doesn't always happen that way. That is the reason why I said your colleagues are not your friends. One final thing is the German language is very important, especially if you want to live in Germany for the long run. I feel like a lot of people still kind of underestimate how important knowing German is, and the numerous ways it can make your life easier. In the past, people would say, yeah, you can get tech jobs in Germany in English. Of course, you can still get tech jobs but right now, the landscape in the job market is rapidly changing, and a lot of all these tech companies are actually requesting for people who speak German to like B2 level. So 2025, do not, if you're planning to come to Germany in 2025, or you're planning to come to Germany anytime after 2025, you need the German language. And don't forget, if you ever want to apply for the citizenship here in Germany, you have to take the language exam. Whether you like it or not, you will have to take the language exam. So even if you do not use it at your place of work, you would use it at the hospital, you will use it at the supermarket, you will use it for so many things that might not even be like job or work related. So do not think because you came to study an English speaking course, or you got a job that is in that the work language is in English, and so therefore like you underestimate how important German is. Because the truth is, what if you lose your job? Okay, if you lose your job and you get back into the job market, the most important edge you have, aside from your skills, is the language. So yeah, I once had a job that English is the work language. So what of tomorrow? What is the guarantee that every other job you get after that will always be in English language? Because if we're being honest, the number of jobs that are available in just English language is like very, very little, and the competition is like very, very high because Germans also speak English. Don't forget that some of them actually do speak English, so you might even be competing with them at the same time. Like it's not, like I said before, it's not really longer a big flex that, oh my god, this person is an English speaker in Germany in 2025. So don't ever underestimate the importance of the German language. If you have any other tip you can give to somebody who is planning to move abroad or who is planning to come to Germany, you can actually drop it down in the comment section. See you in my next video. Bye.